Check out carmarshal.com. The link is in the description. They help support us.
This is Tony Plahetsky with the Austin American-Statesman. Austin police officer Eric Copeland was suspended for 90 days last week. It stems from this incident involving a domestic violence suspect in April. The suspect, in the back of a police car, is yelling anti-police statements, but this is what got Copeland in trouble.
Are you on medication for anything?
Why?
It seems like you should be. I just want to make sure if you need some, we can grab it for you and take it with you.
Yeah, some Xanaxes, some GGs, some G's.
I mean, for like mental retardation?
Man, you, what the you gonna do?
I'm just asking you because you're a little slow.
Police Chief Art Acevedo says Copeland violated department policies requiring officers to be courteous and have an impartial attitude. Copeland also was suspended for this, using his taser on the man minutes later.
Get down right now. Get down on the ground. Get down on the ground. Get your hands behind your back. I got him.
The officers were trying to get the man back in handcuffs after he apparently was able to get one of his wrists out. His supervisors say Copeland was too quick to use the taser and that his actions constituted excessive force.
Watch, cop caught on video 3 times killing and beating unarmed and innocent people still has job. An Austin police officer has killed an unarmed man and beaten 2 innocent men, been sued for it, and somehow still has his job. By Matt Agarist, November 15, 2017. Austin, Texas. Last week, the taxpayers of Austin, Texas were forced for their 3rd time to pay for the violent actions of Officer Eric Copeland of the APD. City Council members approved a 6-figure settlement to be given to one of many of Copeland's victims. This officer's abuse is so rampant that it has been captured on video a whopping 3 times. The latest case, which cost the taxpayers $150,000, stems from the arrest of Adrian Aguado, 20, who Copeland tasered for no reason and broke his nose. Copeland was responding to a domestic incident in which Aguado was accused of hitting his sister, a claim he denied. The memo states Aguado, while handcuffed in the back of a police car, began to use the seat belt fastener to bang against the plastic seat. Officer Copeland came to see what was causing the noise. Copeland told Aguado he seemed slow and asked if he took anything for mental retardation. Other inappropriate comments made by Copeland were criticized by the chief, according to KXAN. As the officer was telling Aguado to exit the patrol car and turn around, he shocked the man with his stun gun for absolutely no reason. Copeland admitted that he gave conflicting commands to Aguado and gave no warning that he was about to deploy his taser. Advertisement. For needlessly tasering a man who had committed no crime, Copeland was not fired. Instead, he was given a 90-day vacation and was allowed back on the force. Before Aguado, there was the deadly incident involving 37-year-old Ahmed Bradley during a traffic stop. Read more. Cop who killed peaceful unarmed man as he tried to open his door, won't be charged. In 2012, Copeland pulled over Bradley, who then made the unwise decision to flee in his vehicle. After he stopped, a brief foot chase ensued before Copeland intentionally struck Bradley in the face, head, and body at a time when Bradley had not assaulted Copeland, according to a lawsuit filed by Bradley's family. Copeland then shot Bradley in the chest 3 times, killing him. Bradley was unarmed. A judge later awarded Bradley's family $1 million for the death. "I'm gonna fucking shoot you," Copeland is heard saying on the video multiple times before 3 shots were fired, killing Bradley. Copeland was subsequently cleared of any wrongdoing. It's not only suspects who Copeland has abused or killed either. In 2011, a federal jury awarded Carlos Chacon $1 million after Copeland and another officer, Russell Rose, beat and tasered him. Chacon had called 911 to report suspicious activity at a Motel 6, he had done nothing wrong. While he was still on the phone with 911, Chacon approached the officers to assist them in their investigation. Instead of talking to Chacon, however, Copeland and another officer drew their weapons and pointed them at Chacon. Their guns were drawn, pointed at me. They were shouting at me. They were cursing at me. I was trying to identify myself as a person that called the police. They did not listen or engage in the conversation, Chacon told FOX7 at the time. Officers then proceeded to beat, taser, and then arrest Chacon for resisting arrest. What I did is, as a good citizen, is I called the police and I reported it. I identified myself fully with a description of my vehicle and myself. I stayed on the phone the whole time with the operator and I waited for the police to arrive, he explained. Read more, college student tackled in her desk by cops because she smoked a cigarette outside. In spite of the jury awarding him $1 million, the judge, likely sympathetic to brutal cops, reduced the amount to $60,000. Austin City Council members then increased it and the taxpayers shelled out $154,000. When a cop can beat an innocent man and keep his job, this is a major problem. However, when a cop can beat an innocent man, taser, and ridicule another, and shoot and kill an unarmed suspect all without losing his job and passing the bill on to the taxpayers, the system is broken. Officer Eric Copeland is evidence that the system is broken.
Man will receive $154,000 after police used excessive force against him in 2011.
Council members agreed to pay Carlos Chacon for a liability reserve fund after a federal court judge ruled in his favor back in May, and KXAN investigator Robert Maxwell has followed this case. And Robert, the original award was for a lot more money.
Yes, when Chacon filed his excessive force complaint and took it to a federal court, a federal jury awarded him $1 million. In mid-March, city lawyers appealed, saying that decision was based on a jury's emotion, not reason. Last spring, federal judge Sam Sparks agreed and reduced the amount to $60,000. Now here's the police dash cam video and audio showing you what happened.
April 29th, 2011. Carlos Chacon was the one who called police after believing a man had threatened him with a gun. As he pulled his car into a motel parking lot in North Austin to speak with responding officers, police arrested Chacon, their guns drawn.
Stop the car! Stop the car and show me your hands!
The video shows officers Russell Rose and a second officer take Chacon to the ground with a stun gun, at times punching him.
Stop moving! Stop moving!
Prosecutors charged Chacon with resisting arrest, but later dropped that charge. Along with the city, Chacon also sued Officer Rose, but a judge granted the officer immunity from prosecution.
And by the way, Chacon won't see all of that $154,000. The lion's share, about $94,000 we found out, will go to pay his attorneys. Chacon's award is one of several excessive force claims the city of Austin has paid out. In August of last year, you might remember, the city paid $1.25 million to the children of Larry Jackson Jr., killed by former APD detective Charles Kleinert. We also checked into overall liability payouts involving the city, and over the last 8 years or so, $1.9 million in general claims have been paid out. Robert Shannon.
Robert, thank you.
Well, 76. The first one that you gave me is supposed to be through Texas, or was there a different data? New message. On concession Axar, is he supposed to have PUNTA ID, or was I supposed to run that app as well?
What's up, man? What you got all over you? What you got all over you? What you got all over your face? Oh, okay. You got your driver's license? this it's not a current address for you, is it? You live in Austin?
I just moved down here. We haven't actually moved.
Where do you stay at down here? Oh, on here? Okay. Where'd you say you stay at again? Oh, Maxa. Where's that? Out in Manor? Where's Red Oak?
Right down it, like a little bird, like
okay.
Manor is.
So what you moving that? You're in the process of moving down here?
Yes, sir. I'm on my way to get my kids in.
Okay. Have you been arrested in Austin before?
Yes, sir.
For what?
I had a fight with a chick before.
Yeah. Like family violence stuff?
Yes, sir.
Any drug related charges?
I had a drug-related charge, PLC in 2006.
2006?
I got out on the license.
Okay. You're not still smoking weed, are you? There's no weed in your car right now? Not even a little bit? You sure? Hey, because you know in Travis County, is Manor in Travis County?
Yes, sir.
That's in Travis County, right? If you live in Travis County, and an offense is committed in Travis County, like possession of marijuana, less than 4 ounces, which is a quarter of a pound, that's a lot of weed, you can get a citation for that. Part of the stipulations on those is liars don't get tickets. So if you got like a little bit of a blunt you were smoking, or a little bit of a bag, you had nothing in the car? Okay. Because I'm going to check the car. It smells like weed in your car. When was the last time you smoked weed in your car? What? You didn't smoke any weed? Are you sure? When was the last time somebody who smoked weed was in your car?
I just got out the car right now. I drove to Manor, came down Manor Road, coming right here. My son stay right here off of Manor Road in Outport in that neighborhood behind the store.
4 or 5, 7 p.m. Music. City of Austin, amplified music. Yeah. It's 30 feet, which isn't very much, especially in the summer when people like to have their windows down a little bit. In the winter, it's not as bad, but when you're in summer, when you got your windows down. Do you have any warrants or anything? Outstanding tickets, nothing like that? Who do you drive for? What's that? Okay. Boy, Robert Adams, David Lincoln, Edward Young, first Adam Henry, Mary Edward, David Edward, black male.
Smell that smell?
What, did you spray?
I ain't sprayed this smell. This ain't the smell you smell in the car.
Yeah.
Smell that. That's the smell you smell in the car. That's a grape smell. You don't smell the grape. That's a grape smell.
Yeah.
It smells like black. 290 in Springdale.
Not that one you had.
Yeah, no. 290 in Johnny Moore.
You were shaking a little bit. You were puffing away on that thing when I came up to the window.
I already knew you were gonna write me a citation for music, and I can't afford it.
Yeah. you step out for me real quick? Ah! 4 5, keep taking off.
Your incident has been updated.
Southbound.
Southbound on Wingo by Collier.
We are eastbound on 51st, northbound to Overbrook.
Eastbound northbound to Overbrook, 51st.
Get down now! Get down on the fucking ground! Get down! Get down! Get down! Get down! Or I'm gonna fucking shoot you! I'm gonna fucking shoot you! Put your hands on your back! I'm gonna step it up. Put your hands behind your back! You brutality! Put your hands behind your back! Down on the ground, put your hands behind your back. Get down on the ground! I'm gonna fucking cut you! I'll make sure you stop. Shots fired, suspect down! Start RA, Start RA! Go! Get over! Get over!
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County Cop Watch, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheeple up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Sheriff County Cop Watch with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me, and I'm sick of it. So I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if some, if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave a, let's say, actually, yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But, do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where, at least I can do it. 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt-free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea, too, that we have is, if I got, some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here, and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. 47,000 of you so far right now. $1 a day. $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head. Help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.